Broadcasting weekly from the Walnut Community Center, this is the WNC Mountain Reporter.
Good evening, and thanks for stopping by for another broadcast of the WNC Mountain Reporter. I'm Sarah Scully, and this week we're going to start off up in Hot Springs, where Gentry Hardware is quickly on its way to reopening after last year's hurricane. I stopped by the shop to talk to Gene Gentry, manager of Gentry Hardware, about their damage, recovery, and the community's role in getting them back open. So there was how much mud in here?
So about 3 feet right here where you're standing, Sarah, where I'm standing, the floor actually collapsed. Initially it was just like this. We knew that it was probably going to collapse. In the beginning, we didn't know if we were going to come back. The town would not let us give up. And when I say the town, I mean the town folk. And the day of the hurricane, we all stood out here across the street in shock. And a lot of the people were standing around saying, we'll be down there tomorrow morning to help dig you guys out. We need the hardware store. So, they did. They showed up. Hundreds of people over the course of several months came, not just the local people, but a lot of Eastern Tennessee.
And that support from their neighbors allowed Jean and her husband to not only rebuild the iconic hardware store, but to rebuild stronger.
It's better because we have some nice, strong support beams in here now. We've painted. We have new light fixtures.
But although the building seems to be ready, restocking a whole hardware store is no easy task.
We would love to be able to open, but we have a ton of inventory to deal with. A lot of it went out the window or was damaged in the mud. We had tons and tons of people come and help sort and clean things that I never would have cleaned, but thank God for them. And but we still have to deal with that because they're all in these crates like you can see back here.
So we have to inventory and then sort it and then put it out on shelving.
And then get new inventory.
inventory.
Yeah.
So we're looking at an official reopening
towards late spring, maybe May, end of April, early May.
Until Gentry opens back up, Jean welcomes anyone in the area to stop by and sign their famous board, which will be on display in the store once it's open.
Our plan is to have everybody, anybody, it doesn't matter who you are, can come and sign these whenever it warms up a little bit.
And I'd say it's warmed up a bit since I shot that interview, so go say hello to the people over at Gentry Hardware. It's been a year since we tragically lost Kyera Byas in a car accident on her way to Madison High School, and her family hopes to keep Kyera's love and memory alive through the MaShae Byas Sunshine and Spirit Scholarship. Kyera's family are hoping sponsors will help fund the scholarship in her name to give MHS and Madison Early College high school students some much-needed college assistance.
She was probably the most
loving
and bubbly. Bubbly just stands out. She would make you smile.
Everyone knew Kyera, and I didn't realize that until she was gone.
Just a young lady that just brought joy to everybody that she came in contact with. Always had a smile on her face, always laughing.
A lot of people ask, what's one word that makes you think of Kyera, and sunshine, light are the words that always came out. We actually sat down with the high school and we were trying to think of a way to honor Kyera. And that's the first words that we all came up with, with sunshine.
This scholarship is set up and designed for kids that otherwise would not be able to go to college.
We hit 5,000
We hit
last year.
5,000 and that went to one student. I would love to double that and go to 2 students.
Yeah.
And if it went to 3 to 4 to 5, I would just be that much more ecstatic.
If we can help more than one, great. Whatever we can do to kind of make it easier for that child to be able to say, yes, I get to go and I want to go to school.
She had such an impact on everybody she came in contact with. And through this scholarship, she'll be able to continue to have that impact.
It's a little harder without her here, kind of pushing us, because she would push us. But we're having to push ourselves a little harder to make sure we would do what she would want to do. And that her memory will live on with a little sunshine.
If anyone would like to help fund Kyera's scholarship, please contact MHS Principal Toby Anderson. The beloved music hall, The Depot, in downtown Marshall, was home to not only the area's, but the world's greatest folk and old-time country musicians, creating a thriving legacy in the Appalachian music scene. As those downtown watched the river pick up the building and carry it away, it seemed as though that legacy might also be gone. But not on the watch of Pat Franklin, whose lively spirit has been the driving force of the Depot and the music events, ensuring that the musicians all have a place to play and the people have a place to dance. We had the pleasure of talking to Pat on the old wooden floor of the Depot about the past, present, and future of the legendary venue. Pat Franklin was down in Raleigh when Hurricane Helene hit.
Had no idea we was in shape like this. No.
The woman who's been the heart and soul of the Depot was celebrating Bobby Hicks, her old friend and local legend.
Had no clue. I sent Logan Clark a note. I said, well, how did the Depot fare? And he said, it's gone. I mean, I thought, what do you mean it's gone? I mean, it can't be gone.
Now, she's unsure about the Depot's future and if it will either rebuild or find a new home.
I hope that they take where the town hall building is and tear it down and clean it out, and that lot, beside it, and that we put it there, because we could still see the river. We could still put a deck around it so people can go out on the deck and watch the train come through.
But either way, Pat knows the music must go on.
I had to get out and find them a damn place to pick. I mean, it's like taking a bottle away from a baby. It's like, they had to play. I had access to that church out at Walnut. It belongs to Madison House Heart, and I'm chairman of that. I'm a lot of chairmans. And so we went in there and kind of cleaned it out and worked on the furnace, and we have a good warm place to play. I've never even considered that it wouldn't come back. It's just something that, it has to come back.
Until the Depot can come back, all are welcome for visiting and playing at the historic Walnut Methodist Church every Monday night at 7 p.m. for the Bluegrass Jam and every Thursday night at 7 p.m. for the Acoustic Jam. And keep your Saturday nights open for the Malin's Dance Barn in Petersburg at 6 p.m.
So just come on down and be with us. And you can come up to Malin's Twist Again Dance Barn in the meantime.
Let's hope the Depot, Madison County's version of the Grand Ole Opry, will have a permanent place to call home very soon. And now, here's your quick bites, keeping you in the know. The deadline for applying for disaster unemployment assistance has been extended to March 10, 2025 for those impacted by Hurricane Helene. If you've lost your job or cannot work due to the storm, you may be eligible for assistance. Applications can be submitted online at des.nc.gov or by calling the DUA hotline at 919-629-3857. The Love Letters event in Marshall is just around the corner. Celebrate Valentine's with 2 afternoons of community fun on February 13th from 3 to 6 p.m. and February 14th from 5 to 10 p.m. in downtown Marshall. Activities include creating community art, live performances, a mini market, and a dance party at Mal's on February 14th, featuring local celebrity Amos McGregor DJing. Tickets for the Love Letters prom at Mal's are $10. The Weaverville Tailgate Market is open every Wednesday from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Weaverville Community Center. Until it warms up a little bit, the market will remain only indoors, but that doesn't stop the vendors from showing up. Something to note about the market is that they accept payments from the SNAP program. So if you apply, this is a great place to use the program to get quality food for you and your family. And we'd like to give a shout out to the Walnut Fire Department and their Assistant Chief, Mitch Hampton. All the fellow fire departments and firefighters voted for Walnut Fire Department as the Madison County Fire Department of the Year and Mitch as the Madison County Firefighter of the Year for their hard work throughout 2024 and especially after Helene. Congratulations, Mitch, and your fellow firefighters. Now it's time for sports. Senior night was this week for all the high school athletes graduating this year, and for the basketball teams, it was a night to celebrate, not just the seniors, but big wins by both the women's and men's teams. The ladies beat Rosman 59-28, while the men blew out their competition 72-17. The Madison track team had a beautiful day for a track meet this past Saturday and got to compete on the high school's new field. And we've got a wrestling update for you. Kimberly Talton placed second in the regional finals and gets to represent Madison County at the upcoming state championships. Earning her Madison High School Student Athlete of the Week is Chance Penland, who scored 11 points in the senior night basketball victory. This wraps up our weekly news broadcast. Please let us know if there are any stories you'd like us to cover by commenting below or contacting WNC Mountain Reporter at gmail.com. And if you've been enjoying the broadcast, please consider a donation to help us keep going. Big hugs to everyone, and now, here's your moment of Appalachian attitude.
Hey Sarah, Moonshiner Mark Ramsey coming at you here, and have I got some Appalachian attitude for you. You know, here in the mountains, we really love our grandmas and our grandpas, and they had some of the best sayings ever. One of my favorites from my great-grandmother was, she always thought, you know, wherever people are, they want to be somewhere else. But her saying was always, boy, don't matter where you're at, there you are. You know, that's self-explanatory. Another one, she was always knocking around in the kitchen, and anytime we get underfoot, she had access to a cast iron skillet or something. She'd tell us, she'd say, get out of here or I'm going to bash your head flatter than a gander's arch. And we all know how flat duck feet are. But my very favorite from my 105-year-old great-grandma was, we was all poor, and she'd always tell us, boy, we're so poor, if it cost a nickel to poop, we'd have to puke. I'm Mark Ramsey, and that's some Appalachian attitude for you.